I'm going down, my boys, to old Maui, to the town of the broad round sea. I'm homeward bound on the overground, going down to old Maui, to old Maui.
Sea was a person. Well, it'd be a woman, wouldn't it? Because it can be really nice and a complete bitch the next minute. Without getting all spiritual about it and that kind of thing. I think you've got to have a healthy respect for it.
I think she's a kind, caring woman. Definitely the sea as a lady is female.
Quite reserved. Doesn't give a lot away, and the minute you think you're kind of in some way bigger or better, then you kind of get shown a bit of a backhand slap.
Sail away now. When you sail away, let me aboard. 'Cause I am tired, tired of running, tired of screaming out.
Lobsters, smoked haddock, fish cakes and smokies. If I don't write anything down, I have no memory. My name is Dan Garnett, known as Dan the Fishman. And if they like, if they're a bit sleepy, just relax them like this. So they're just really, really calm down. How I started many years ago was just in a small rowing boat catching the Gravelly herrings in the autumn. First week I took my fish, sold it all. Next week I took my fish plus the next boats, sold it all. And then it quickly dawned on me that there was a business out there. I remember lying in a boat, drifting with a net at night, and it slowly dawned on me I wasn't going to meet anybody out there, so I thought I really want to make a big effort to go ashore and find a different job. It can be lonely out there, just talking to the fish. I'm better talking to the people. Right, it's £1 a kilo cheaper than the other thing. That's £1.93. I've never sold anything so cheap in my life. Today, anyway.
I'll have that then.
Make a nice bit of, perhaps a little bit of mustard mayo or something to go with them. French bread and champagne.
Cool.
Don't you drink champagne?
No,
I know you drink champagne. Champagne in bed on a Sunday morning.
Oh, I would love to.
If you go up to see Charlie up the wine merchant, say Dan sent you, and you want a bottle of Parfumé. If he hasn't got it, say I'll take something from the other side of the valley. I'll take a crisp Sancerre. I always think it's a nice bit of theatre and drama. Chest out, chin up, smile.
Out. Stomach in.
Stomach in. Clench. I don't just say I romantically come down here and listen to the seagulls and off we go. Half the year you're in the dark and wearing your thermals. However, it is real because we're dealing with real food. I mean, look what's in here. This is the black gold of the sea, and it tastes fantastic. This is some of the best seafood in the world. But what I'm really proud of, and my real food heroes, are the fishermen who are actually out at sea. It's not easy. This is not armchair fishing. This is not virtual fishing in front of a computer screen. This is real country living. And I know I'm going home. I've got some beautiful fish for tea. I'm going to have red gurnard for tea. Just think how I'm going to cook it. And if it's really good, then I'll write that down as a recipe and tell somebody else. So yeah, that's all right. It's all right.
Sail away now. When you sail away, let me aboard. 'Cause I am tired of running, tired of screaming, and I'm tired of being ignored. Take me dancing, take me from this place where I can't even breathe. Take me dancing from where I want to break.
My name's James Otter, and I run a company called Otter Surfboards, and we make wooden surfboards. We run workshops for people to make surfboards, and we make our own as well. But yeah, we're all about wooden surfboards. The choices you make decide on where you're going, like what's happening. And the choices I made brought me close to the ocean. So it was almost a natural progression for that to become part of my daily life, I guess. I've travelled and seen other bits of the world and other bits of the different coastlines and stuff, and they're all kind of special in their own way, but right here it kind of feels more homely. The small changes and nuances in the environment, and you become more aware of it and almost more a part of it because of that awareness. Yeah, I like it here. My grandparents lived on the coast up in Norfolk, and I was born up there. I've always loved being in and around the sea, whatever you're doing, and then being able to actually go out into the ocean and become a part of it is, even when it's crappy and windy and raining and cold, and there's not many other places I'd actually rather be.
You need to reach out into the darkness before it reaches you. You need to reach out into the darkness before it reaches you. I'm going down, my boys, to old Maui, to the town of the broad round sea. I'm homeward bound on the overground, going down to old Maui, to old Maui.
I'm Warren Salis, or Sal as I'm called, and I'm a diver, supervisor, do loads of work on moorings inspection, some clearance, recovery of sunken vessels. I didn't know anything about the Marines until I joined it, and then they went on ships. And then because I was based always near the coast, or invariably we get to whichever theatre of operations by ship, you kind of got used to being around the sea. My dad was really into boats and would take me sailing up to some gravel lakes, and he loved the water. but I didn't grow up in like a fishing village or anything like that. And as a kid, pretty scared of the water. When we like take people out on the boat, give them all a safety brief on the boat, a safety brief on the dive, make sure that whoever we've got on board, the site we're going to is not too deep, it's safe enough for them. When you get to the site, give them a site-specific brief, as in the conditions, what can they expect, any current, hazards on the wreck or the reef or whatever.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1, go! How long, Tamsin?
30.
Okay.
The sea definitely has moods.
You kind of figure that when you're out in the middle of the sea and it's rough as rats sort of thing, but yeah, there's been a couple of times where you think I've definitely clocked off a couple of my 9.
And you can never think that you can in any way overpower it. So I don't know what kind of person that is. I don't know.